In a recent in-depth health report, Dr. Alan Reed, one of the nation's most respected voices in holistic and preventive health, revealed 7 everyday habits that, while common, may be silently cutting years off our lives. These aren't obscure, rare issues. They're behaviors many Americans engage in without realizing the harm they can cause over time. Dr. Reed, who has worked with thousands of patients and studied health outcomes for decades, doesn't just list the dangers. He also provides practical, science-backed strategies for reversing the damage and creating a healthier, longer life. His approach is grounded in one key principle. Longevity isn't about chasing miracle cures. It's about consistently making small, smart, and sustainable changes. And that begins with understanding the real impact of our daily choices. 1. Loneliness, the silent killer of modern life. Reed begins with an often overlooked, but deeply impactful factor: loneliness. While many people think of health risks in terms of diet, exercise, or medical conditions, social isolation is emerging as a major predictor of premature death. Loneliness can be as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, Dr. Reed explains, citing multiple long-term studies that support the comparison. When a person experiences chronic loneliness, their brain triggers a stress response. This leads to the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Over time, these hormones can weaken the immune system, making you more susceptible to infections and slower to heal. Increase inflammation throughout the body, which plays a role in heart disease, stroke, arthritis, and even cancer. Impair mental health, raising the risk of depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. Why loneliness hurts the body. Humans are wired for connection. In evolutionary terms, being isolated often meant being unsafe. So our bodies respond as though we're under threat. This fight or flight mode, when prolonged, damages tissues, alters metabolism, and accelerates aging. Practical ways to counter loneliness. Reed advises making it a priority to maintain at least 3 deep, meaningful relationships. These can be with friends, family members, or even community groups. It's not about the number of acquaintances, it's about emotional closeness. He also recommends volunteering regularly. Helping others not only connects you to like-minded people, but also stimulates the release of oxytocin, a hormone that reduces inflammation and promotes emotional well-being. Joining a group activity. This could be a church group, book club, sports league, or art class. Shared activities create natural opportunities for connection. Using technology intentionally. While social media can't replace in-person interaction, video calls with loved ones can bridge gaps when distance is a barrier. 2. Lack of sleep, the underestimated health threat. If you think cutting back on sleep to get more done is a smart trade-off, Dr. Reed has a warning. Sleeping less than 5 hours per night can raise your risk of premature death by 30%. He likens sleep to vehicle maintenance. Just as your car needs oil changes and tune-ups, your body requires sleep to repair and restore itself, he says. Without it, systems begin to break down. The cost of sleep deprivation: when you consistently get too little sleep, your body suffers in ways you may not notice immediately, but that accumulate over time. Hormonal imbalances. Sleep regulates hormones that control hunger, stress, and metabolism. Disruption can lead to weight gain, increased cravings for unhealthy foods, and blood sugar issues. Reduced immune function. You're more likely to get sick and recover more slowly. Impaired brain function, memory, focus, and problem-solving skills decline. And long-term risk for Alzheimer's disease rises. Increased cardiovascular risk. Blood pressure tends to be higher, and inflammation markers go up. How to improve sleep quality. Reed offers a few foundational tips. Aim for at least 7 hours per night. This is the minimum most adults need for optimal health. Create a consistent bedtime. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day helps regulate your circadian rhythm. Limit screen time before bed. Blue light from phones and computers suppresses melatonin production. Try switching to low-light activities and hour before sleep. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. A temperature of around 65 F18C is ideal. For most people, avoid caffeine after early afternoon. Even small amounts can disrupt nighttime rest. 3. Refined sugar and starches. The hidden metabolic saboteur. Reed warns that refined sugars and starches, often hidden in processed foods, can wreak havoc on your health. The hidden sources. Even seemingly healthy products, granola bars, flavored yogurt, salad dressings, can contain large amounts of added sugars or refined grains. The health impact over time. A diet high in refined carbs can increase fat accumulation in the liver, leading to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, raise inflammation levels, which accelerates aging and increases the risk of chronic disease, elevate the risk of diabetes and Alzheimer's disease, as unstable blood sugar damages nerves and blood vessels. Better choice instead of refined carbs. Dr. Reed recommends focusing on non-starchy vegetables, broccoli, spinach, kale, zucchini, healthy fats, avocados, nuts, seeds, and olive oil, high-quality proteins, grass-fed beef, pasture-raised eggs, wild-caught fish. 4. Industrial seed oils. The inflammation trigger cooking oils like soybean, sunflower, and canola oil may seem harmless, but Dr. Reed explains that when heated, they can produce free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cells and tissues. The risks. Free radical damage is linked to higher cancer risk, accelerated aging of skin and organs, increased inflammation in arteries, contributing to heart disease. Healthier alternatives. Extra virgin olive oil, rich in antioxidants and stable at moderate cooking temperatures. Grass-fed butter or ghee contains beneficial fatty acids like conjugated linoleic acid (CLA). Animal fats from pasture-raised sources, lard or tallow from clean sources, can be stable for high-heat cooking. 5. Visceral fat. The toxic fat around your organs, like subcutaneous fat, which lies under the skin. Visceral fat wraps around internal organs like the liver, pancreas, and intestines. Dr. Reed notes that this type of fat is one of the strongest predictors of lifespan. Visceral fat releases inflammatory chemicals and hormones that disrupt metabolism, increase insulin resistance, and create a constant low-level state of toxicity in the body. How to reduce visceral fat. Intermittent fasting. Restrict eating to an 8-hour window, e.g. noon to 8 p.m. Strength training builds muscle, which improves insulin sensitivity and burns fat more efficiently. Low-carb diet reduces insulin spikes that promote fat storage. 6. Constant snacking, disrupting the body's self-cleaning process. Reed explains that grazing all day prevents autophagy, a natural process where the body recycles old or damaged cells. Without autophagy, damaged cells accumulate, increasing the risk of cancer, neurodegenerative diseases, and accelerated aging. His advice is simple: eat only when you are truly hungry, and give your body several hours between meals to rest and repair. 7. Nutrient deficiencies. The missing links to health. According to Dr. Reed, 3 nutrients are commonly deficient in Americans: magnesium, vitamin D, and choline. Magnesium supports muscle function, heart health, and blood pressure regulation. Vitamin D strengthens immunity and supports bone density. Choline is vital for brain health and liver function. How to get enough magnesium. Glycinate supplements and magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds and leafy greens. Vitamin D3 with K2 for better calcium metabolism. Choline-rich foods like egg yolks, grass-fed liver, and salmon. Reed's core message. In closing, Dr. Reed emphasizes that genuine health is not found in quick fixes or miracle supplements. Instead, it's about cultivating a proactive mindset and making small, consistent choices out of self-love. Over time, these changes add up to not just more years in your life, but more life in your years.